Beyond. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 159. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside Rough and Tumble Ryan Clements.
I like that one.
The Guides Guru, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
And the Gear God, Scott Lowe.
I like that.
Gracing us with your presence once again.
Yep.
First off, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get it on the table. Ryan and Clements and I had an issue upstairs.
I'm ready.
It didn't even. It was not an issue on my end at all.
Oh, okay.
But it quickly escalated in our area as it being an issue, quote unquote.
I'm ready.
Ryan said, "Hey, I'm trying to get everything ready for the show." Ryan goes, "Are we recording at 10:30?" And I go, "Yeah."
Well, I said,
Maybe
are we
I said it more
recording now?
Oh, did you? I thought I heard 10:30.
Yeah. No,
whatever.
so I was
are
like,
you recording now?
are we gonna go record now? And you were like, "Yep, 10:30." And I was like, "It's past 10:30," because I didn't think you knew that.
Yeah.
And then I heard a response, but I didn't hear exactly what you said, but it sounded angry.
No, my response was,
okay.
"What?" No, by the phone, I still have 2 minutes. Because our computer clocks are fast, our phone clocks are right.
Amazingly, I thought you said like, "Well, I'm not your clock" or something, and that's what I heard, and I was like, whoa.
And then you're like, "What?" And then you yelled something, and then I jokingly yelled something. You're like, "Well, I won't be on the show then today." And I'm like, "Oh God, wait a second."
Just a lot of
So I'm fine.
misunderstandings,
Everything's fine.
dude.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just one of the. It's.
See, this is how riots
It's crunch
start.
time. It's crunch time right now
how
at
riots
IGN.
start.
There's way too much stuff to do. I'm exhausted, and I'm way behind on everything, which is always upsetting. But I think we're gonna have a good show tonight.
Yeah, why not?
We have
Lots of good content. Oh, whoa, Ryan's got much to go. Colin,
Yeah.
give us an update on your baby. You talked about your PS3 Slim, not running too hot. How's it going now?
It's basically finished now. I
Oh, what happened?
think. So I took home the game of the year, Monopoly Streets, last night, and because I'm reviewing it. So fine. I actually asked to review because I love Monopoly. I think it's like
It's like a Colin Moriarty game.
It's so good. It's
It's
just
the
so fun.
Colin Moriarty
I could play
game.
it over and over again with every week.
Were you ever ranked on the case ladder system?
No.
I was.
Yeah. What was that? That was online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PC version, number 46 in
Okay.
the world, Scott Lowe. Greg Miller.
Yeah, I love Monopoly. Like my love of Monopoly goes like way back to the NES Monopoly and stuff. Parker Brothers did, and I don't know. Like so, I brought it home. It kept freezing my PlayStation 3 when I put it in, and then I put it in Scott Bromley's PlayStation 3, thinking it might be the disc, and it wasn't. It works fine on his, so I can still watch Netflix, and which is nice on mine, and I guess maybe boot games from the drive or whatever. But I think it's basically finished, and yeah. So
And now lay the conspiracy theory on everyone. You've talked about this before as well too.
yeah, I don't. So it could be an anomaly. I've had really good luck, like I was saying before the podcast to Greg. Like I've had really good luck in my life with hardware. My NES still works. My Super Nintendo still works. I haven't used my Dreamcast in a long time, but like my PlayStation 2 still works. My PlayStation still works. You have to kind of put it upside down sometimes, but and so like I've had really good luck. And, so maybe it's just like, maybe it's my turn to have a faulty piece of hardware. Or maybe what we're going to find out is that the fine engineering of PlayStation 3 FATs, which, still work, our launch units still work and stuff like that here, maybe the Slim doesn't have as fine a touch in engineering or whatever. Because what you find online, that some other people are having problems too. And it's been about a year, and I got a first run PlayStation Slim before it came out. So
I see.
we'll see what happens. But I'm sad I have to send it in and get it fixed.
But was it under warranty though?
No, it's too late now because it's a year warranty. That's fine though. I mean, I'll figure something out. And we have, I'm lucky. I'm luckier than many of our listeners because we have myriad PlayStation 3s all over the place. Yeah. Plus, I live with some of the PlayStation 3s.
Yeah, so you can.
So you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're gonna get through this.
I'm fine, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like
it sucks to have something fail. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're not supposed to wrap it in hot, moist towels, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing that.
That was an actual trick for someone.
It's
here,
for,
wasn't
it's
it?
for the Xbox 360 Red Ring.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
Two pieces of housekeeping before we go any further. Number one, hello new listeners. We're giving away Killzone 3 beta codes on this episode of Podcast Beyond. They'll be coming up later in the show.
Oh,
so
you're
don't think we
gonna
forgot.
You're gonna cause a lot of pain.
We will talk about how upsetting it was to see people on my IGN page yesterday just being jerks. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, grow up.
Seasoned listeners, how are you? Thank you for being here with Podcast Beyond again.
Yes, thank you.
We want to touch on something real quick. Last week we announced, hey, we're going explicit. We're an explicit podcast now. We can curse, which was cool in the one fact of we don't have to take time to edit the show anymore. Podcast Beyond is a conversational show. We just we hit record, we go, we stop recording.
And it's not like we go out. We were announcing that we were going to go out of our way to curse.
There you go.
It was just that if we accidentally curse, like during a flow of conversation, we weren't going to.
Some people thought we were going the TRL way of we are explicit and we're going to be blah 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 and be really horrible. We're not saying that at all. Just when we want to drop in when it slips into regular conversation, Scott Lowe, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it happens.
We got some emails about this. Colin says myriad. I say 3. I saw 3 come through.
I'm not saying, I didn't say myriad. I just said we didn't get.
You totally said myriad. Don't lie.
All I'm saying is that we didn't get any positive emails.
We didn't get it. Okay, but 3 negative ones out of the 15 million people who listen to this show.
I know, 15 million people listen.
Anyways, though, so as we've always said, Podcast Beyond, we're a family. You're family. You're friends when you listen to the show. Feel free right now. This is your one right here. 159. You get to decide: are we explicit or not? We're not going to beat you over the head with it. We don't, it's just make it easier on me and Clements when we have to edit this.
And I don't want us to be an offensive podcast.
And I don't want to lock out.
I want
listeners.
kids to be able to listen.
Some kid said his mom won't let him listen if it's explicit. I feel, yeah.
But like that's the. I feel like you'll get more cursing at school.
Totally.
And even on TV, like what they're going to discuss and talk about. I feel
on a rap record.
Yes, on a rap album.
Yeah.
But I mean, we are not trying to go out and offend people. We're trying to have a good show.
As hot as it's gonna get, it's gonna be like jerk face.
No, it'll get hotter than
jerk
that.
face,
man. Yeah. Hard hitting stuff.
Oh.
As always, you want to be part of the show, email us your response at beyond@ign.com. That's where you can send reader mail when we get to that too. But right now, you can send it about if you want to hear us curse. But right now, episode 159, let's start it right with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news! Now, this is a monumental Roper Report. I didn't gather the Roper Report. Colin didn't gather the Roper Report. Clements did, and he's hidden it from me this entire time.
I've hidden it because it's not going to be that big of a deal. But what I did is every piece of news on here also has what I'd like to say is a joke in it.
Oh!
And I felt like it would just be funnier if when you're reading you didn't even know.
Oh, okay.
They're not very well hidden.
Okay, well, I know. I'm not going to stumble upon them.
Right. It should sort of be most important at the top.
Is it like Sly Cooper has a release date? Why did the chicken cross the road? Something like that.
Not like that.
Do you have Sly Cooper on here, by the way?
Yes, it's one of the first
there it
ones.
is. All right, good. All right, starting off with the Ryan Clements Roper Report. Images of the PlayStation phone.
Oh, and I didn't spell check this, so there's mistakes.
Leaked on Engadget. The alleged system has no analog stick, but a small touchpad in the lower middle of the system. It's Sony Ericsson branded. It will let you call Kratos.
Little things, just little things. Yeah.
Scott Lowe?
Yeah.
This is pretty much the only reason you're on the show.
Yeah.
What the hell is this thing all about?
Okay, so we've actually heard about this before. Engadget was like one of the first to really talk about this. I mean, there's always been talk of a PlayStation phone, but like the most recent report prior to this was Engadget's first thing where they first heard about it, and they basically talked about the specs of it and that it was in the works. And so basically, I mean, that's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo that you can read about on the site, but essentially it's
read ahead.
Yeah, it's an Android phone. Allegedly, it's a slider, and unlike kind of like a standard slider where there's a keyboard, there's actually like kind of a PSP Go kind of control interface.
It looks a lot like the PSP Go.
Yeah, it really does. And the images, obviously there's no way to confirm whether it's real or not because Sony won't say one way or the other.
They won't comment on rumor and speculation ever.
They won't, and I asked them that, and they definitely won't. So, so it doesn't have an analog stick at all, and it has in the middle like this kind of like ovular kind of like touchpad.
Ovular.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Is that
What's
real?
up,
Is that a word,
ovular?
Colin?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Colin.
So, anyways,
It's like circular.
Yeah, so it's that's presumably what you would control like the analog style with, and it's got shoulder buttons and all that. But the curious thing is that it's built on Android, which is kind of a weird kind of cross relationship there. I mean, Sony's got a relationship for like Google TV with their on the TV side of thing, but and their consumer electronics, but as far as like the PlayStation brand, it's just never really kind of extended beyond simply
Beyond!
So gets me every time. But yeah, it's never really extended beyond their own hardware. Like it's there's the the PlayStation Portable is 100% Sony, on the PlayStation side. There's no other kind of influence or anything. It's like their own OS. So like this is really kind of bizarre, I think. But yeah.
Are you a believer? Is it real?
I believe it's real. I believe it's stupid too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I think it's real. I think it's a dumb move.
I just think it's a prototype. I don't think they might not have even ever had an intention of it.
Or it's like it's not gonna. Okay.
Especially because like the PSP2 is clearly real, and I don't see why you would want to.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is today there was actually a report. CNN did an interview with an executive from Sony. I tried to pull up the article so I could reference like specific names and stuff like that. But
your PSP Go phone over there doesn't work.
Yeah. I got no service on it yet. So, anyways, yeah. So basically, he did the whole, we don't comment on that stuff, but like he did talk about how, one of the biggest problems, what he thinks that, what is holding back the PSP at the moment is that it doesn't have true wireless freedom as provided by something like a cell phone signal, like a, kind of like the iPad does and stuff like that. And he also talked about like, kind of like that's the key to kind of really the new mobile revolution. So basically he said it was essentially said it was a good idea indirectly. So it kind of, lended credence to it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Everybody here not excited about it, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I don't care.
We all like our phones as they are.
Yeah.
We all like our PSPs
I will stick with
as they
my
are.
iPhone.
Yeah.
Well,
because it's not powerful either, right? When we taled about the leaked specs from back in the day, it was like a PS1 to PS.
It's more powerful than, allegedly it's more powerful than a PSP at the moment. But at the same,
I'm sorry, I take it back then.
But at the same time, it's more powerful because it's also compensating for a whole other range of features. Like it's still running the cell phone OS, so it's like it's going to be around the same kind of power range, maybe a little more powerful in terms of what it's capable of gaming wise, because it still has to run the cell phone and the apps in the background and that sort of thing. So it's it's my biggest problem with it or the idea is just that I don't understand what gap it's filling. I mean, people say like I would rather just have all in one device, and I guess that makes a little sense, but it's not really. It doesn't really seem like it'd be a really great smartphone or a great portable at the same time. So I don't know.
It's them chasing the iPhone, right? I mean, that's what everybody's trying to hit on.
I just don't know why anybody wants to do that. I mean, I understand why. It's just like it's a race they're clearly not going to win just because there's been too much time. It's just so much market to cash in on. So, Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so dead in the water, PSP phone. Cancel your pre-orders.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. In case you're a dedicated listener listening to this show, here's the Killzone 3 beta code. 6GMJ 5HNQ LQK7.
Oh.
I already took that code.
That's the first code I've ever seen.
I'm confused.
Sly Cooper has a date. It's November 9th. The same date that raccoons use to celebrate the Festival of Lights.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's like, come on. That's funny. Nah, that's funny stuff. They're raccoons, and they're celebrating
What did
a
we
festival.
have that tagged as before for a date?
I don't know.
I knew it was coming
fall.
in November. I remember hearing that's like next week. That's like 2 weeks.
Well, this is the last
Right
exclusive we have all year because Gran Turismo sure is not coming out this year.
What, Colin? You know that? You're crazy. You're crazy.
Crazy.
Shinji Mikami.
Shinji Mikami.
I was pretty good.
Shinji. It's not Shinji. It's Shinji.
Vanquish.
Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, joins ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda.
Sick.
This confirms that the next Fallout will be a traditional JRPG. I don't think that's really confirmed.
Yeah, that's also. Yeah,
I'd love
that
a
was
horror
the joke part.
game like Resident Evil that plays like Fallout, with like really deep RPG roots and stuff.
I always say the perfect MMO or RPG even would be a zombie outbreak, zombie apocalypse, trying to survive, hoarding, going around scavenging.
Like Dead Nation.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean more of a story. More like, I guess, Red Dead, Undead Nightmare. Which we'll talk
I
about
haven't
here in a
played.
little bit.
I'm over Red Dead.
And
you're an idiot. We'll talk about that later.
Just to clarify, this is Shinji Mikami's new studio, Tango Game something, I want to say. It's Tango is the first word, and I forgot what the second word is. But his new game studio, I mean, they'll still be operating out of Japan and everything like that, but now they're just sort of rolled into this parent company, Bethesda.
Okay.
I wonder if they're going to use Rage on one of their games or something like that.
Be neat.
Interesting.
Fear 3 has a new release date, March 22nd, 2011. Fear has a new name. It's Tardiness. Ryan Clements.
Killing them.
Nice.
Come on.
Best
was
one
good.
so
That was a
far.
good one.
All right.
Ryan Comedy Clements, they call him.
That's what I am.
This is going to be our topic of the week topic.
Okay.
Might as well just talk about it now. We got a lot of good reader mail, too. So we're having a great show. I'm having a good show.
There
How
you
about
go.
everybody else? Huh? I got a
All
new coffee
because
mug.
of me. Okay.
PlayStation Rewards program announced. This one's like a telegraph. Stop. PlayStation Rewards program announced. Stop. We'll begin with an invitation-only beta. Stop. Open completely in spring 2011. Stop. The different tiers of rewards are decided by how engaged user is with PlayStation, measured by downloads and playing games for the first time. Stop. Best reward is private lap dance from Kevin Butler. Stop.
No, keep going.
You grabbed my PlayStation Rewards cheat sheet I had out. What do you think of this, everybody? PlayStation Rewards, not as in depth as remember this guy. They copyrighted or trademarked this name forever ago, and we knew about it, so we knew something was coming. We get it. It doesn't knock my socks off. It's a free program,
Especially,
which I like.
Oh.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, especially when you look at what they're offering for
Yeah.
their rewards,
Yeah.
home items and dynamic themes.
They're
Avatars.
Thanks, bro.
There'll be some avatars.
Yeah.
You know,
And how do you
members.
opt into it?
Right now, if you're a PlayStation Plus member and you have checked that yes, you want to get marketing materials from Sony, so then they would come to you and be like, "You want to do this and try it out." And then there's 3 levels. There's Select, Pro, and Legendary. They are based on how engaged you are with downloading things from the store. Downloading things from the store, and then using the forums and maybe home. They're tying in a whole bunch of stuff to it. It's not trophy levels though. It's not
I know,
trophy levels. That's what I was
That's
hoping
such
Uh,
BS, dude.
for. BS.
Is it going to cost anything when? No. How could it cost anything? Because it's a rewards program,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Even like when it opens to the public, it'll be just
in spring
something you
2011,
sign
it'll
up
open
for.
up to all PlayStation networks, for free.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I mean, this is talking about a rival platform, of course. But do you guys remember the Xbox Live kind of reward
Never
system?
heard of it.
Yeah, the reward system that they were working on.
I don't.
It was
actually.
it was right after launch, and you like applied, and you got this card. It would give you discounts at Carl's Jr. and stuff like that. It was bizarre. Like you
I
get.
do not remember that. No.
It was. I think it lasted for about 3 months. It may still be going. for all I
Sounds
know.
about right.
Yeah.
The problem with
It may
that,
still be going. It either ended years ago or it's still going now.
the problem is that it's still missing the point of why people love trophies and achievements, and it's bragging rights, and it's showcasing how awesome you are. And here, it's you can't even get to it on the PSN. You have to go to the website, go to the profile page, and then you see your experience meter, similar to a trophy meter, filling in. And the way you display it on the actual PSN is you get a special avatar, so that if I'm dialed in and know enough that select users have that thing, that'd be it. I'm glad they're doing something. It's something free that they're doing. They're trying out. Maybe it's ever evolving, like everything. They'll firmware update it and put some cool downloads in there. But
Even more reason to do a firmware update.
exactly, yeah.
Not feeling it.
I'm not sold on it. I don't hate it. I'm glad they're doing something.
It should be based. I really think their trophy should obviously be playing there somewhere, since that obviously shows engagement with games.
Yeah.
And the reward should be free PlayStation Network games. Like, I'm just tired of
PlayStation money even.
Yeah, like just some. Yeah, like
You've spent. We've tracked your engagement. You've played 7 games for the first time this week. You downloaded 3 things. Here's $5.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, geez.
But the deal is you also have to do stuff like surveys and stuff like
Well,
that.
that's a way to be engaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's
the
a
amount
number-
of rewards given to anyone members based on the level of engagement that person has with the PS3 or PSP, which includes playing new games for the first time, downloading content from the store, downloading music and videos, or taking surveys.
So it's not like they're just trying to do like market research or anything like that.
I
mean,
maybe
not
one day they'll
entirely.
be.
Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely do the surveys if you think you want to get really.
I'm not going on home, so that's certainly not.
Home's getting better. I like bumming around there once in a while. I have a character that looks
Get
like
some
me now.
trophies
not-
on that
not like
sucker.
some-
Oh, not like
Do you
that
still-
hideous woman.
Do you still walk around and harass
chase?
people?
I don't do it
You
as
chase
much.
that
Once in a
girl.
while.
Yeah. You can
I can't get away.
you can find Greg Miller's avatar in the middle of the lobby just dancing 24 hours a day.
That'd be awesome if I could, but no.
And yelling at people.
Yeah. That was the best.
I will never forget you chasing that poor girl.
I want to make a home in your ass, I screamed at her. And then she ran around and she couldn't figure out how to get away. She didn't know how to get away. This is what
like be
home does.
running
Shut
against
your
the wall.
console.
She just ran away screaming out in word bubbles for help. Somebody get him away from me. This is before mods were there. Who knows how to do that? No More Heroes Paradise is exclusive to PS3 in the US.
Beyond.
Ryan Clements feels weak in the knees.
This is true. I
Yeah.
do.
Now, this is an HD remake?
It's it's basically just an HD remake of the original No More Heroes. It came out on the Wii in 2008, and it is going to have content that was not in the Wii version, including new boss fights, which was sort of the bread and butter of that experience. And the cool thing is that so it supports PlayStation Move, and it just looks really good. Like, it looks so much better than the Wii version. Now, I'm not saying it looks like a modern PS3 title, but it's noticeably better than its Wii counterpart.
And you can use a DualShock, you can use a move.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
you
is
could
it move
you can just
required?
play with a DualShock, but it's move supported, and it was actually it was fun on the Wii. Like, they used the motion controls in an appropriate way. They didn't overdo it.
I played 2 and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing this for trophies.
Oh, yeah,
and
you
playing
totally
it in HD and having fun on my PS3.
Yeah.
Catherine, Atlas's HD game, comes to Japan in February. The game has a really hot blonde girl and tons of nightmare goats. And this is not a joke.
That was not a joke.
There was no joke in that one. That's all
And
real.
the reason I wanted to put that one in there is just because this game looks totally awesome, and I'm really excited for Atlas to bring it over.
Cool.
What's it
Atlas does
called?
a lot of good work.
Yeah.
Catherine.
It's on PS3 only, or is it on?
PS3 only.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, buddy.
Persona 2, Innocent Sin, will be ported to the
This
PSP.
was my stretch for the joke. I couldn't
Okay.
really think of anything.
Okay. Persona 2, Innocent Sin, will be ported to the PSP. America responds with the new America responds with new darkcore metal band Innocent Sins immediate debut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I expected.
Crickets.
But come on, Innocent Sin sounds like a metal band, right? No.
Sure. I guess.
Metal? Sure.
Sounds like a Dan Brown book, maybe.
All right.
About-
Sounds like a
Sort of.
Guns N' Roses song.
Rounding out the Roper Report, following the U.S. price cut of the PSP Go, now $200, a steal. PSP Go has been shaved in Japan, 10,000 yen cheaper. This is just enough savings to spend a day in Cat Cafe.
In a cat cafe.
In a cat
Do you guys
cafe.
know what cat cafe is?
No, what is a
cool.
cat cafe?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so you actually just go into a cafe and you like pet cats while you eat.
Yeah.
they have like cats there that you like can like
Japan's so
have
cool.
come to your table.
There's actually a whole range of them. Like there's like bunny cafes too, because you're not allowed to have pets in a lot of these like kind of wards of Tokyo and stuff like that. So you have to go to a cafe to play with animals.
Yeah.
We got some breaking news here. Didn't make the Roper Report. Hot off the presses here. Did you hear about this, Colin? Killzone 3 Hellghast Edition announced.
No, I didn't hear about that.
How much do you think it's going to save? Here, I'll read you what's in it. You tell me how much it's going to cost you, all right?
All right.
Coming in, it includes a replica Hellghast helmet. It also has an art book, the game, and a super voucher. The super voucher contains Killzone 3 soundtrack, a PS3 dynamic theme, retro map pack, double XP, and full access to all weapons and abilities for the first 24 hours of multiplayer gameplay. That's huge. Also has a cloaking Hellghast marksman action figure by DC Unlimited. How much do you think is going to set you back, Colin Moriarty?
The helmet. There's a helmet.
Is
A
it
Hellghast
wearable?
It
Helmet?
says replica. Here, let me fold it and I can show it to you. That way,
Please be wearable.
It is not wearable. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Lame.
See, it looks like a statue. If this is all sized, compare. I mean, it's bigger than. It's gonna sit on your desk. It reminds
like
me
a
of that,
bust.
the little Master Chief helmet. Remember the little Master Chief helmet?
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm gonna say, God, with all that, $129.99.
All right, Clements, what do you say?
149.
Scott Lowe.
My first instinct was like something like 179, but that might be kind of high.
Okay, we got some interesting guesses here. Colin already cheated. I have a feeling. You nailed it. That's it. That's it.
No, I didn't cheat.
On the button.
I didn't
on
cheat.
the button. $129.99.
I just watch a lot of Shopping Network, so I know what things go for.
Tomorrow on ps3.ign.com is going up my video preview of Killzone 3 beta, where I talk a little bit about how the classes are built out. That get all the weapons and abilities for 24 hours of multiplayer is huge. That's going to be awesome because it'll really give you the chance to see who you want to level up which way, because you get these unlock points you get to use in the beta. It's awesome. I'm really digging what they did with multiplayer so far in this game. And speaking of which, if you'd like to try out the multiplayer in the Killzone 3 beta, go D3, B5, 3K, N8, 37LT, as in Lawrence and Taylor.
Now, is the beta, does it support 3D?
It does not. It doesn't have that or move support in there.
Okay.
Should have put that in my video preview.
I wanted to come up with a joke for that, but I can't.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing funny to say about Killzone because it's awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, Hellghast helmet, that's so 2007.
All right, why don't you tell me what Zombie Blog Night has to say? Does he have jokes in his thing?
No, I
What
don't
came out of
think
the
so.
PSN this week?
Yeah, let's find out. So as I told Greg at the beginning of the show, or before we started, rather.
We're going out of
I
order, I think.
didn't- whatever.
No.
It's fun.
Roper Report? Oh, the official list. Wait, Colin, what's coming to the store? Or the thing? If I
I don't care. Let's do it.
No, Colin, let's not
No,
throw
wait,
people
hold on.
off.
Let's do this, because he always steals my stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's
he'll be
true.
like, and on the PSN network, blah, blah,
I never
blah.
say anything on the PSN.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
just that the PSP games that are
I know, I know,
available.
I know. All right, I'm gonna go first.
Switch it up.
I'm gonna go first.
All right.
Downloadable games this week. Blacklight Tango Down
Oh,
for $14.99.
God.
It was good on
Sweet.
360. I mean,
Superstars.
it's way late.
I swear to God, if you talk over me again. Just kidding. Superstars V8 Racing. I don't know about that one. $19.99. Anybody interested in Superstars V8 Racing?
No, thanks.
These games
I'm
are
good.
way too expensive.
Let's see. I want to flip it. I want to find all the really funny little things that they have on here.
No, get to the real stuff.
That
people
that
want
was
the
pretty.
meat, the
That
meat.
was pretty much the real
Give them
stuff.
the burger. What are you talking about? Add-on content, man.
Yeah, I mean they have. Okay, fine. So high velocity bowling. No, I'm just kidding. The Undead Nightmare came out
Yeah,
this week.
it
Right?
did.
Yeah. What's up?
You played it?
I haven't. I'm so sad that I'm here with you guys
Oh
and
my
not in
God.
LA
We'll
where
talk
I can
about
play
it, I'm
it.
sure.
I'd be sad if I was here with us, too.
So in terms of PSP downloads,
Yeah.
Bakugan Defenders of the Core.
Yeah.
I'd say that's going to be a hit.
You're reviewing it. You already told me you're giving it a 10.
Whoa. Also, ZHP Unlosing Ranger versus Dark Death Evil Man. That is
a great title.
That's an NIS game, and of course, it's going to be crazy hardcore. So I shouldn't say that. Never mind. I was going to say a little interior workings of IGN and something about our review for that, but I'm not going to say so.
Okay.
It might be a little too scandalous.
All right, you can tell me later.
Flick Fishing for PSP Mini.
How much?
$4.99.
God, these minis are getting too expensive, dude. I'm telling you
I
what.
know. Jeff
Seriously.
Rubenstein, he's rolling in a bed of money over there. He makes them. Him and his wife cranking them out all day long. Rolling back in the money.
Making minis.
Colin.
Yes.
If I didn't have the internet and I needed to know what had come to stores, where would I go?
Go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Boop, 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 boop.
That was sad. I don't like that one.
Boom. Yeah, because you guys didn't laugh at my jokes.
I
love
laughed
the
at some of
jokes.
your
Yeah.
jokes. It's hit or miss, bro.
Yeah, it was hit or miss.
Come on, Dave.
Also, how if they didn't have the internet, how would they be listening to this show?
They
Over the radio
they
waves.
steal it.
Sheer willpower.
Yeah. They 3G it. They 3G it down to them.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, there's a lot of games this week.
Hit me with it.
Nothing on PS2. PSP is already kind of covered. You said that ZHP game's coming out, right? Or ZAP or whatever the hell it says.
ZHP.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Tag Force 5, I believe. Is
Wow.
That's
Wow.
coming out. Yeah, Bakugan Battle Brawlers Defenders of the Core, and SmackDown vs. Raw 2011
Oh, yeah.
on PSP. On the PlayStation 3 home video console, you'll find Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete Edition.
That's got all the DLC in it
Yep.
and the game.
Yep. The Sims 3, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, Tony Hawk Shred.
I
know you
got to
all-
imagine a
I know-
winner.
I know you all been waiting
full
for
of
that one.
technology.
Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 11. See, some people laugh at those games, but those games must be selling
This
like
is the one that has a
hotcakes.
story. This is the one that has
Oh,
a
really?
story, right? We have that awesome poster.
Yeah, how do they make so many Cabela games?
Dude, they sell. They
I'm gonna
must
play
sell.
this one.
This one's different because
Isn't this
the
the
animals hunt you.
Oh,
Isn't this
that's
like the first PS3?
Wait, really?
It's
Please
there-
tell me
you're
being
hunting
serious.
like super like ravenous animals that
Isn't-
try to kill you.
Is this not the one with the story? Like you used to hunt with your dad, and an animal kills your dad. Now you're going.
It's like a survival.
I'm pretty
story.
sure
Yeah.
there's one coming
That's
up like that.
awesome.
If this isn't it.
Oh, that's so good. CSI Fatal Conspiracy, which I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah,
that
you trophy list.
yeah,
you like.
that looks. I sent it to you. That trophy list looks nice. Rock Band 3 comes out.
Oh yeah.
Rockman.
Play some keyboards.
Game of the Year Monopoly Streets comes out. And Shaun White Skateboarding.
Okay.
And that
Creative
is
title.
all she wrote.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say, if we had to choose, a reader brought up recently that maybe it might be wise that if there's nothing good, we don't choose something.
Okay.
But this week, I mean, I thought I had a good time with Rock Band 3 when we were playing it.
Okay.
Do we have bad reactions to that?
I played it and I was like, I don't need this.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just more Rock Band, and the keyboard wasn't fun as just the keyboard. I'd have to learn the pro mode to actually get into. You
Really?
reviewed
Yeah.
the hardware, right? Isn't that? Would you say that's kind of like it?
Well, playing the keyboard by itself is like in regular mode. Again, is like you said, kind of useless.
I mean,
It, like-
you don't have to strum. You just have to hit the buttons.
yeah, you just hit the
Perfect.
buttons, and the other thing is you can just use the guitar if you want to. Like
Yeah.
if you'd wanted to, pretend like you're
experience.
playing the keyboard. Yeah. It's just,
You guys are dumb.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was totally fine.
No, I dig it. I mean, I love Rock Band 3. I love having like Rock Band parties and stuff like that. But as far as like my own personal like single player interest, like it's pretty limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Colin. What are you trying to? You pushing for Monopoly still?
No, I love Monopoly. But, Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete Edition, of course.
No. you're crazy.
Are you?
Dude, that game is old as hell.
It's not old as hell. Hell's really old. This
yeah,
game is
I know.
2 years old.
And it's pretty old.
And it's got all the DL.
There's
you
a
guys
lot
are
of good.
nuts.
There's a lot of good content there. Don't get me wrong. Great. I loved Grand Theft Auto 4. I loved Lost and Damned. I didn't get into Gay Tony.
I love Gay Tony. I think
Okay.
that's better than
I haven't played all the way through.
IMO, but
That's not what matters, though. The pick of the week's supposed to be like, it's fresh, it's exciting.
There's a lot of great games this week.
It's
That's the
stuff
problem.
to do, yeah.
Scotty Lowe, what are you picking?
are you saying that Rock Band 3 is fresh?
So fresh.
Oh my God.
I pick Rock Band 3 simply because it's pretty innovative.
You
Like
are crazy
with
people.
the pro mode.
It's Red Dead, Undead Nightmare.
Oh, well,
A perfect 10 on the IGN scale.
Wait, really?
wait, I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about only like in retail. Or
No,
just,
no, this is what-
Oh,
you know,
then
what-
totally Red Dead.
Who reviewed it?
Yeah.
Steimer did.
She gave it a 10?
Perfect
Yep.
10.
People are handing out 10s too much, bro.
I really don't think so.
Amen.
It's the perfect DLC. It's like 6 hours. It's I was totally burned
$10.
out. Totally burned out on Red Dead. I didn't even. I still haven't finished Red Dead. I've seen the end of Red Dead. I watched Steimer beat it. And then I just burned out in Mexico. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna try something else. And like, granted, I love zombies, but like to have the world changed and flip down its head the way it is, it's so awesome.
Yeah, and it's only $10.
Yeah, the price is right for sure.
Yeah,
You get a discount
6
too
hour.
for PlayStation Plus.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's a good pick.
And
of the week.
multiplayer modes and added. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, 6 hour
I never
campaign thing.
I never even played the first Red Dead.
Also, SmackDown
Really?
vs. Raw is really good too. I give that an 8.
Yeah, I don't. play wrestling games.
I know. It's you should though. This is gonna be platinum.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the kids to figure out what the hidden trophies I didn't get are, and then I'm gonna platinum that baby.
Are you kind of nervous that Cheryl's going away for 3 weeks, so I'm just gonna do nothing but try to chase you?
This is happening in December, right? Here's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't remember, of course, Colin and I are the biggest trophy horse at IGN. And
next to me, I mean.
Oh yeah, Clint is huge into them. He gets very upset when you ask him if there's trophies in a game. I don't know. I didn't look at them. I'm like, did any of them pop up while you were playing? I just want to know if they were popping up a lot. Speaking of which, I went to a fight event last night, and there was this girl who didn't know what she was doing.
How was that?
And she was randomly punching at the screen. Silver trophy popped up, and I'm like, I cannot wait to see the trophy list for this game. The fight I'm still not sold on.
How was the event?
The event was fine.
Did you arm wrestle Danny Trejo?
I did not. He's very small.
Really?
I didn't realize how short he is. He's super short. Yeah.
Wow.
But I did get to hang out with Blognack, Ray, Sid, the whole PlayStation blog gang.
Yeah.
Lost my train of thought. Trophy horse. Colin's been trying to catch up to me forever, and I pulled way ahead last year, if you remember, in December, because Colin went away for Christmas. I stayed here and did nothing but play games. So I got a whole bunch of plats and a whole bunch of trophies and got way ahead. And I've basically coasted on that until this point. We did the Trophy Horror War at the same time. We both picked up Steam and got a whole bunch of trophies. Then I've been coasting ever since. Colin's gaining. For a while there, it looked like he was making a lot of ground. I started making up some more.
Yeah.
It all depends where you get right now. What are you right now? You're 15.
15 and like 74. I think.
All right, and I'm 16 now, like 54. So like I'm right there. Colin is gonna try to pull me down during the Christmas break. I'll still be here for Christmas break as well. I guess holiday break.
Yeah.
Are you going away for Thanksgiving?
No.
Oh, see, that's gonna be trouble because you'll have Thanksgiving too.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a myriad games that are just stacking up, waiting to be played, and I'm not necessarily gonna try to platinum all of them, but you still
get a lot of trophies just playing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I can't wait until North Korea just detonates like a massive EMP above the United States and all the trophies are gone.
That's what happens in Homefront.
That's what happens in Dark Angel. Not North Korea, but somebody did. I forget. Anyways,
please don't do that.
Here's all. I've admitted on several occasions that Colin has a drive far beyond mine.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that he will literally go home and do nothing. And I only do this. I only do that on special occasions or with games I really love. I have no doubt that Colin Moriarty will one day surpass me. But if you remember, Podcast Beyond January 2010, I said my New Year's prediction or whatever was that I would continue to dominate him for the calendar year. So all in 2011 he's free to beat me, but for 2010 I'd like to stay ahead the entire time.
Yeah, I don't know how sometimes I even have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I think she wonders that too.
So I'm wondering, what's this big occasion that she's going off for 3 weeks?
Yeah, she's just going home.
She's going home for Thanksgiving,
okay, gotcha.
and then
no,
she's
staying here for Thanksgiving. She's leaving December 20th, and she won't be back till January 7th or something like that.
Man, you're gonna catch up.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked because New Year's Eve, I'm just gonna watch the Twilight Zone 36-hour marathon, and then I'm gonna be playing games. I'm gonna be reading.
Don't forget for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
You already RSVP'd for Jim and Greg's
no,
second annual Caroling Christmas. You can watch it on Ustream like we did last year. Basically, what happens is all the IGN editors that are still around come to my house to get drunk and make fools of themselves on Ustream.
Also, bro, you're forgetting Double Dutch.
What about Double Dutch?
You and I are gonna hit that up.
When?
Now he won't go out of the house for that for sure.
For what?
It's going to take a lot to get.
Why are we going to Double Dutch?
Just to hang out.
When?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Are you here for Christmas?
No, but
okay.
I'll be here for part of when Cheryl's gone.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I never go out anymore.
Yeah.
I try to get you out.
You don't really try to get me out that much.
BS, I don't. I always ask, are you going to a Halloween party this weekend?
No.
Thank you.
Wait. Okay. Now hold on a second. That's a block away from you. Yeah. That is the next street over. Why aren't you going?
Yeah, I just don't have. All right. So Nate usually does the parties.
Colin doesn't go out anymore, ladies and gentlemen. That's the answer.
Well, I have. First of all, I'm poor. Yeah.
It costs a lot of money to go.
It's
to go
free.
To
this is mind-boggling.
That's why I don't go. I'm saying that's why I don't really go out because these things cost.
Yeah, that I understand. But what's your excuse for the Halloween party?
Well, all right. So Nate usually
weave me a tale.
I will weave. I'm not gonna. I don't have to weave you a yarn. This is how it goes down.
This is how it is. All right.
Nate's one of my good friends, and he usually does the Halloween party.
Yeah.
We go to it every year.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it this year. Now, Nate knows me well enough to know that I just don't really like to dress up. So he's like, it's mandatory for people to dress up. A Colin could just come. Yeah, and that's what I usually do. I just come and I drink, and I hang out. Because I'm not a big fan of Halloween. It makes a mockery of the pagans, as it were.
Oh, you're such an idiot. It's my favorite holiday.
And
let me diffuse his argument too, because I already know. I heard your Halloween costume idea, so we can easily go. Go ahead.
So then, I don't have a costume together or whatever, and Cheryl and I decided that we were just gonna sit at home and watch some of our favorite horror movies that night. So that's what
That's cute.
Well, I don't watch too many films anymore. I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff. So I was gonna pull out like some of my favorite classics like Children of the Corn and
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm
Here's the
Street.
Here, that's cute. I don't mind the couple night or whatever. I mind you missing Halloween because Halloween's awesome. It's my favorite holiday. The problem is though, you're saying Nate used to have it and he let me come out. If you didn't know, the video team guys who are like a block over are having the party this time, and they're doing 3 levels that are all themed. You have to have a costume that fits one of the themes. It's caveman, 20s, and then it's future. The easiest thing, you dress as normal Colin, you walk in, and you have a paycheck that you've made up from next week, and your future Colin, and there you go. And it's over.
Is that riding off of my idea that I
Yeah.
had?
What's your idea?
Oh
for
yeah,
the
now I had a grandiose plan for my Halloween costume, but I just don't have the money to pull it together for this year. I'm thinking I'm going to start slowly assembling it for next year. But so this year I'm like, I need something easy. Boom, future Ryan Clements. I'll just wear a suit and like an ascot and slick my hair back, and that'll be like millionaire Ryan Clements when I strike it big.
Okay.
Later at some point in the future. Which will probably.
Scott Lowe, you're probably back in LA, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say, Colin. That sucks because I'm flying all the way back for it. I'm coming back for your.
Oh, you're gonna come back for this?
No,
Oh, you jerk. What are you doing on Halloween then? Tell me.
I don't know. I actually haven't really figured out the.
Nothing sickens me more than people who don't get into Halloween.
I get into Halloween, but the thing is in LA you can just go places, whereas here you have to go to parties and stuff like that. Like they have like street festivals. In LA,
yeah.
Like because they actually have like streets you can walk on.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been to Fulton
Slam in your
Street,
city.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to know what I'm going to be? I have a great nerd
I'm
costume.
ready.
I have such a
I want to hear it.
You have a great costume.
Wait.
Awesome.
Should I hear it now, or should I just be surprised when I see you on Saturday?
No, because I'll need more people. I can assure you, every time somebody sees me, they're going to ask what my costume is.
So you
and then I
want
have
me
to
to
go
be
through
able
a
to-
long explanation.
All right, so I can help you.
Yeah.
All right.
I am going as Black Lantern, Greg. If you're not into DC Comics, the Black Lanterns, what happens is this ring from space comes down and reanimates corpses. So they're basically zombies. So my future self, I've died, and the Black Lantern ring has come to Earth, reanimated my corpse.
Okay.
So I'm going to be a zombie. I have a mask on that looks like the Black Lantern mask. I have a Black Lantern t-shirt, and then the Black Lantern ring on my hand.
Okay.
You should make pamphlets that just kind of explain that.
Yeah. I actually like that idea too. Maybe I will do that tomorrow.
What do you? Here you go.
Yeah. Just.
Hey, here's an informative pamphlet.
So here's where the costume gets even better, right? So the Black Lantern ring came to Earth, animated me, right? It did the whole Greg Miller of Earth, rise, and that's what it does, and you rise up. Anyways.
Wait, is it a good thing? A bad?
Oh,
thing?
it's bad. No, this is bad. These are bad guys. Black Lanterns are bad guys.
Does the Black Lantern like oppose the Green Lantern?
It does. And so, in the future,
I want to hear about
in the
this
future,
now.
I've
I'm
died.
excited.
The Black Lantern ring reanimates my corpse. Greg Miller of Earth, rise. I rise and I fight. Green Lantern send a ring. They activate Christine Steimer. She's going to be a Green Lantern at this Halloween party.
Very nice.
So you're a zombie supervillain? Is that?
Yeah,
am I getting that right?
Yeah, you got that right. So I got to get the zombie makeup on and have my Black Lantern ring all set to go, and then Steimer's going to have a Green Lantern shirt and Green Lantern ring all set to go.
Nice.
It's dynamite. Can't wait for these photos. While we're here, this is Podcast Beyond, conversational podcast. Hoombat, not Wombat, Hoombat wrote in this week to beyond@ign.com, just like you all said. He said, with Halloween just around the corner, what horror spooky games do you recommend for this weekend? Beyond.
Beyond. Oh, that's a good question.
If
Obviously,
you
my
haven't
pick
played
of the
Dead
week-
Space.
Yeah, Dead Space.
Dead
dude.
Space is awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a fantastic one. Get you ready for the sequel.
Don't
Undead
play-
Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare, totally.
Don't play Resident Evil.
Yeah, don't
5.
play. Resident Evil is not a horror
The first
game.
Resident
It was
Evil.
not scary at all.
It is an action game.
Resident Evil 4. It's a good
That's
one.
super scary, though.
It's a great.
It's spooky.
Game's
It's
got
spooky.
great
I'll give you
ambience.
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2.
Break out your PS2.
Oh my god. Silent Hill scares me. Scares the
Scares you
crap
bad?
out of me.
Okay.
I love those games, man. Those
Fatal Frame, dude.
Fatal Frame's cool.
Fatal Frame's a great one, too. All right,
Barry,
there's some
you're
tips for
or no, it wasn't Barry. What's the guy's name from the first Silent Hill? Does anybody remember?
No, dude.
I'm totally gonna get.
Alan Wake.
100
Alan Wake.
Is that what?
Yeah, I think it was Alan Wake. He walks through fog. We've touched on trophy ships. When the fight comes out, punch at the screen a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Colin said something earlier. I forget. Vanquisher about to platinum. That was a good one.
Yeah, Vanquish. I got to get my save off my PlayStation. Yeah, I beat it on hard. It's cool. You can get a platinum in that if you just dedicate the time to do it.
SmackDown versus Raw, easy platinum.
Yeah, SmackDown will be cool. Monopoly Streets is pretty easy if you dedicate time to it. CSI Fatal Conspiracy looks like it's an easy plat. I'm not sure GTA 4, if you haven't played any of those games, the platinum on GTA 4 is hard, but I think the trophy sets for the DLC are pretty attainable.
Yeah, I remember. I did Lost in the Damned when it came out on 360. I remember achievements popping up every so often.
What's the deal with The Sims 3? I know that Steimer's been playing that. So.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there. It's not like super easy. You'd have to go through, but it's a fun game. I enjoyed it.
I'm
So
not-
How's the interface for a console Sims? Because usually
Once
when
you
you
get the
hear
hang of it,
console
yeah,
Sim,
yeah, there's a lot going on, but they walk you through it, and they have like every time you use something, the tutorial pops up, and you can always, once you get the hang of it, you can say, I don't need this anymore, thanks, go away, just for that specific one.
thanks, but go away.
Go away.
Also, the Dead Nation trophies, not that that game's out yet,
Yeah.
and they don't sync either, which kind of sucks.
Well, it's because they haven't accepted, yeah.
But it's just like it's hit or miss with that kind of stuff because sometimes trophies do sync early. Like my Godfather trophies, we had that game like 6 months before it came out, and those things sync.
Well, yeah.
So it's a little weird. Like, but Castlevania didn't sync until the week of like the day the game came out.
God, I gotta play that game too. I totally forgot
Dude,
about
Castlevania's
that.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Dead Nation's got some pretty cool. Like, just keep an eye on that in the future when that game comes
Whenever
out.
that comes out.
Yeah.
I wish it was out this week. Should have made it for Halloween.
Yeah, that would've been cool.
Hey, what are some? Oh, just gonna ask what some scary movie picks are for people that are gearing up for Halloween.
I liked Paranormal Activity 1 a lot. I saw 2. I liked it as well.
Okay. Would you say that you liked the second one better or less?
It's a different kind of movie.
Different kind of
You
movie.
figure if you've seen 1, you like knew what 1 did, so you kind of know a little bit of what 2's gonna do, but they amp it
Is
up.
it a continuation of the first story,
Yeah.
or is it like a prequel or something?
No. Well, I don't want to give it it ties into the first one quite a bit, way more than I thought it was going to.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, good. Speaking of Dead Nation, Shane wrote in, said, Dear Beyondinites, my fiance is obsessed with zombies. Her favorite game, in fact, is Left 4 Dead, but since she traded in her 360 for some furniture, then he puts in parentheses, good call, she's been going through zombie withdrawals. I showed her Dead Nation. I thought it looked perfect for zombies in co-op, but she wasn't thrilled with the top-down look. Convince her she's wrong and that Dead Nation is a good co-op zombie shooter. And
Dead Nation's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I played a lot of the beta. We just got the ones working that we were talking about last week. Didn't work.
We figured out the problem.
Yeah.
What was the problem? Can you tell it? Can you say it?
Yeah, it, with all due respect to Sony, it shouldn't be a problem when it comes out. But much like Wipeout HD, if your friends list is full, that's what was happening. It was freezing that because it was pinging the preview servers and it was freaking out like Wipeout used to.
Because there's all sorts of comparative scores and stuff like that. And like, so all you have to do is not be on the internet, like not be.
So we unplugged our systems and you can play then.
Oh,
it's great. I can't wait to play it with Colin. That's what I really.
Yeah, that's the bummer. But that game is cool, man. Like I think it control. It's weird because it's almost got like the Super Stardust feel to the controls of.
Yeah,
like,
you can see
yeah,
that.
you can tell that how
Same
Smart
guys
like
who
did it.
That, yeah.
And like. So the game, like, it feels a little wonky. At first, it feels a little wonky, but then, like, it's really cool. I like the mechanic of running and, like, how you can't run constantly. So, like, you can run, like, when zombies are overwhelming you, you can run through them, but then, like, your meter has to slowly fill up. So you have to, like, figure out ways to
put
get
a
around
car
them.
between you and
Sounds
them.
totally right.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like, you shoot cars to make alarms go off, and then, like, all the zombies are attracted to and then you, like, shoot the engine to, like, blow the car up and stuff. It's really cool. I like the upgrade system, and you're earning money.
Are they fast zombies?
There are fast zombies. There are all sorts of zombies. Some of them have, are slow. Some of them are fast and aggressive and have lots of energy and stuff like that. Some of them have guns. It's pretty cool.
One of may I tell a little story?
Please.
One of the biggest, and I guess like one of the big honors that I've had in this industry is being able to meet some of these developers. And so before I joined IGN, right before I joined IGN is when I had first purchased my PS3 and got really into Super Stardust. And now, as all Beyond listeners know, it's like one of my all-time favorite games. I love it. I talk about it all the time. So I had this like huge thing for Housemarque and these developers, and it's just awesome because I got to meet them at I got to meet like the CEO at the German Games Convention one year, and now I actually still get emails from him, which is like totally rad. Like when Dead Nation was about to come out, like I got a message from the CEO of this studio, and he's like, "Just want to make sure you guys got codes," and I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah,
totally rad.
Making friends.
They're doing good work over there.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Also,
That's
Super Stardust, first game to ever get trophies.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Story.
Sticking with the zombie theme, Bob writes in and says, I have a choice to either get Dead Rising 1 or 2. Which one should I get? Well, only 2's on the PS3, so that's an easy pick.
Yep.
Get 2. It's got co-op. It's crazier
right?
kills. I enjoyed it quite a bit, yeah. Number 1 ran better, but but whatever.
Save system though, still.
It's better though. Still, I didn't
There's
have
more
the problems
safe
I had with
spots, yeah.
exactly. I didn't have the problems I had with 1 and getting killed by a boss. But you do
Save
get
points.
You do get screwed
Something that needs to go away.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that personally.
I do.
Not in every game, but I mean, like, I don't think there should be checkpoints and stuff like that. But then there should, a game like that, because
you should be able to walk away from a console anytime you need to.
No, see, I disagree.
Life is more important than being on a console.
What Sony needs to do is institute the ability to pause a game in the same way you can on the Go or the PSP. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where you say
Like a
pause
free
the game
state?
and then kick back to the XMB. Because what'll happen is I'll be in the middle of something and then Christine comes home or somebody comes over and I want to watch a movie while we eat dinner or something. And so it'd be great to be able to pause the game, kick to the XMB, watch Netflix, and then go back to my
Yeah.
list.
Well, Dead Rising was critically flawed in the fact that it has a time limit on certain missions. So like if you saved and you didn't realize that you were overwriting like an existing save, and you found out that you basically failed the entire storyline mission, like you're stuck and you have to start the whole game over. So I mean, that game definitely could have benefited from sort of like an
100%,
autosave,
yeah.
or a storyline that can't expire. More importantly. So.
I don't have a problem with like quick saves, like saves that erase themselves when you activate them. That's I'm totally fine with that. Like, but I don't. Not that I really cared too much for Dead Rising 2, but I did like the feeling of like imminence with the time and like how you had to like really split your time and be like, well, I have time to save maybe, but then like there's this, I have to get this, Zombrex or whatever the hell you're doing in that game. I don't ever know. And I don't know. I thought it was, I like games that like kind of make you, not all games. I like how you can save anywhere in Fallout, for instance, but some games that make you struggle for saving, I think is cool.
Not everybody can just sit at home like you and have your documentaries here and your delicious foods here, and you don't have any distractions, and you don't go out, you don't do anything except you learn and absorb knowledge, which is great. Not everybody can do that.
That's true. That's true.
Interesting.
What if you had a little puppy, and that puppy just needed to go outside? You can't just tell it to wait. Got to take care of the puppy.
I just wouldn't get a puppy in the first place.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
Exactly.
Get in the way of getting your trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
Bob's final question is also, please have Greg say Bananarama, Paparoo, kangaroos jump through my nose. No, Bob, I will not say that.
You just said it already, though.
What? Oh! Now you got me, Bob. You slipped
And I was
one
just kidding, by the way.
past the goalie.
I'm not offended.
Okay, good.
Let's get some Scott Lowe knowledge up in this piece.
All right.
Michael writes in. He says, keep the Beyond train rolling. Michael says, I was strolling through my local Walmart to buy a PS3 Bluetooth headset. I once again laid eyes on the best accessory a PS3 owner can buy. Dual triggers for your controllers. But my favorite thing about them, besides making Burnout Paradise much easier to play, I get to see IGN's own Scott Lowe give some simple words of advice on the packaging. Colin, read that quote for me.
Ideal for competitive players who need a little extra grip.
Yeah.
Scott Lowe.
What an ugly box, and it's how old is it? It's our
I know that old logo.
It's the middle logo between our old logo, new logo.
Yeah. Well, what's the question there?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
If Scott is on the podcast, because I know he's in San Francisco this week, creepy. What is it like to be quoted on a package like that?
Weird. What's it like?
What's it like to be quoted?
Well,
on a
it
package?
feels cool because one of my favorite and least favorite things to do is go into electronic stores and be wrongfully informed about things.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, this has the 3 GBs, and it's just sort of like, yeah, and it's like you're totally
I want the
wrong.
one with the bigger GBs.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care.
It has the GBs. You are retarded. God, I love that video. But yeah, so like I love going into those stores and being misinformed, and like I just a fantasy that plays out in my head. It'll never happen because I'm not that big of a dick. But if it ever should present itself where this guy's preaching at me and telling me that I'm wrong about something, I'd just be like, look, man, my name's on the box right there. I know what I'm
You
talking
really
about.
should. If they're being jerks about it and telling them,
it's never gonna happen. Yeah. I would never do that because I would just feel terrible about myself if I did, and I don't think anybody would ever be that bad of a customer service person. But I could be wrong. But yeah, it feels kind of cool to have your name on a box if that's what you're asking.
Funny story. Leading into people's problems with GameStop. Yeah, that's the one. That's the store, right? GameStop. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Went to GameStop one time, bought a whole bunch of stuff, and they're like, well, if you put $5 more down, it knocks off 15 or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, we got these triggers for the PS3. I'm like, oh, sure, I'll buy those. Why not? I always want to see what there's like, so I bought them. I get the $15 off. I get home, I open the box. It was an empty box. Like it was like their display box, and the guy had no idea and gave me this display box with nothing inside of it.
Did you bring it back?
No.
They are cool though.
Just throwing it at his face.
It was too much. I wasn't close to it, and I was like, eh.
Well, the thing's only cost.
I'm very
like,
lazy, and it still saved me. It is 10:33 or 11:33.
Okay.
We're doing fine. Everything's fine. What time is your lunch? You got a lunch date?
Yeah. I'm meeting a friend of mine from college. So
Hot lunch date at noon.
Yeah.
All right. You got plenty of time. We'll get you out of here by then. Question again that you'll be well informed on.
Okay.
Scott Lowe. This is from
I'll try.
Cold Beer. He says Apple said it would use $51 billion in revenue to strategically buy large acquisitions, and today rumors of Sony getting bought by Apple are in the works. What is happening? Do you think it would be good for Sony? Will it happen?
Yeah, well, the genesis of the story is absolutely ridiculous. Basically, a research firm was talking about Apple's current kind of revenue and market share and stuff like that, and it was pure speculation where he was like, yeah, I mean theoretically they could go and they could buy somebody like Sony with this amount of capital behind it, and that was it. And then everybody just took that and they're like, oh my God, Sony, Apple's buying Sony, blah blah blah. But there's no merit to that at all, and there's no benefit for Apple to do it. I mean, what would they gain? I mean, they're so strictly based on their own brand and their own products. So why would they even want to adopt someone else's? So.
To try to kill the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, Steve Jobs hates the idea of gaming as a big, element of the iPhone or the iPod Touch. So,
really,
it seems like he's pretty anti-gaming. But the younger people in the company are like,
nobody's perfect.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, he's far from being perfect.
Yeah, that poor man.
So no merit at all.
Okay, good.
Nonsense.
He's so sickly looking. I feel really bad for him.
I feel bad for his illness, but he's like a total douchebag. If you read, he is. If you read the history of Apple and see how much of a douchebag that guy is.
Don't hold it that way. Don't hold it that way.
Oh yeah, like saying stuff like that. But he was like he totally used Steve Wozniak and totally screwed.
He's not. I'm not saying that he's a perfect man, but that's sort of like that like tough business happens all the time.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but he's also a hypocrite because he like a lot of things went down with them at Microsoft in the early '80s where Apple goes to Xerox, steals the graphical user interface and the mouse and all that stuff from Xerox and puts it on the Lisa and the Mac. And then, Bill Gates goes and gets, Mac prototypes and steals their operating system but puts it on NEC computers as Windows 1.0, and suddenly, that's not cool. Little hypocritical things like that. I just feel like that dude's like a total clown.
Yeah, he's kind of idolized. I don't see that. I don't see that. I think that's really fair because his achievements have been based thoroughly on the achievements of other people.
Exactly. Like Wozniak and the dudes at Xerox PARC and all those people.
Yeah, he's not a one-man army. He's definitely visionary, but at the same time, he needs other people in order to be as visionary as he is.
That's the thing. He definitely sees what the capabilities of when Xerox basically gave them the mouse and said this is useless, so we don't want it. Or graphical user interface, literally pointing and clicking on things. They made that. Xerox made that, and they were we don't really want this, so this is useless. So he definitely sees and even with Wozniak, he was making the Apple One, not knowing what he was making, and it was Steve Jobs that saw it and said this is something that people are going to want. So I appreciate that, and he obviously did that when he came back with iMac
he's a
and
shrewd
iPod.
businessman.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I still think he's a total douchebag and uses people and is a hypocrite and doesn't really deserve the respect he gets.
Well, positive show today.
It's a great show.
I'm gonna have to have Colin on the tech podcast.
Yeah. Colin knows what he's talking about most of the time.
I'm sick of talking about Scott Lowe and Steve Jobs, so I want to talk. I want to talk about Greg Miller. This weekend this past weekend I flew back to Missouri, went and saw my Missouri Tigers beat the #1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners, and we have some stories from that and then a question about that. First story is from Zach Fleeman. He's a Mizzou student. Around 2:30, I shoved my PS3 into my backpack with a silver Sharpie with the intent of getting Greg Miller's autograph on the system as a joke. I arrived at his tailgating spot, pointed out on Twitter, and awkwardly asked if the people under the CJ's Wings tent knew Greg. They said he was at the Antlers tailgate, so I decided to go back on my own and start drinking. I went to the game and finally found Miller. I drunkenly yelled, "Beyond!" and then we shook hands. After I said I had been listening to IGN's podcast from the beginning, he said, "We should probably hug." I had my friend snap a picture, seen below. Here's the photo, everyone. You can pass that around. And Greg proceeded to smack us both for not being Antlers, or something like that. We smacked back and parted ways. Winning our homecoming made my senior year perfect, but meeting an IGN editor has made it that much better. Colin, looking into my eyes in that photo, do you think I remember any of this? I saw this kid on Twitter saying, "Oh, I can't find you," and then the next day I got these photos. I'm like, "Oh, I don't remember this at all." God. And he's like, "Yeah, you smacked me." I'm like, "Oh God, okay."
You've got a crazy looking eye.
I've been drinking since 11 in the morning, and it is now 11 at night. Looking in my eyes, yeah.
You struck that kid. You got a warrant out for your arrest now, Missouri.
No, he struck back. He said, about 5 minutes, I drank it.
It was consensual.
Greg proceeded to smack us both for not being Antlers or something like that. We smacked back and parted ways. So there you go. It all worked out. You know how I friendly slap everybody. Because I love being slapped, so I hate being slapped. I don't know why I slap people when I get drunk. Then Evan Coate writes in. He says, I just watched your team beat OU, so my question is, did you storm the field? As you know, after it was number 1, a bunch of the kids rushed out. I was in the alumni section with a bunch of other alumni. I had sobered up by this point.
So you didn't streak?
No, I did not streak.
Yeah.
And the kids rushed out on the field, and I saw that event staff wasn't stopping anyone. Usually, back in my day, you had to juke the event staff. I literally, for the Nebraska game when I rushed the field, I had to juke a security guard to get out there, and I did it somehow in Converse on a wet field. I did rush this year as well, though. Yeah, I saw everybody else doing it. Said, why not? This is my last chance.
Peer pressure.
Or maybe not my last chance, but how many times am I going to be there when they beat number 1?
What I love most about Greg Miller's mentality is that in a professional business setting, he sets his out-of-office email to a story about how he was journeying back to see the Mizzou Tigers.
Yeah.
And I just thought that's so great because no one that emails you will give a crap about that.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
And it's so Greg Miller.
My favorite.
Actually, I shouldn't say no one because there will be people.
My favorite was the one where when I'd go out of office and I would say, reach out to Ryan Clements. He's my right-hand man, like the Robin to my Batman. And I'd say, well, that's kind of degrading. He's more like the Nightwing to my Batman.
But before Nightwing did this.
And then I'm like, well, now Nightwing's Batman, so I don't even know what this means.
Yeah, I love your auto replies because I'm, again in LA. I'm not sure, I don't hear about the stuff beforehand. So like, I'll pleasantly email you for something, and you add the little extra touch of care.
I love it.
People to know.
I love it.
My personality carries over everywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of personality, Ryan Clements, Hip Hop Anonymous writes in. He says, Beyond, I can remember a few weeks ago you asked for Ryan-themed mail, so I wrote an acoustic poem which follows. He's late.
How is it acoustic?
I don't know. And it's not really a poem either, but imagine if you were looking at it, it's Ryan Clements spelled in a tower, vertically.
Oh, okay.
And every one of your letters means something.
Is it, are we just imagining like kind of a guitar slowly strumming in the background?
Go ahead, strum me some guitars. Give me some licks. Respectful. Young. Assuming. I think he means amusing. But he writes nice.
I want to hear it now. Okay.
Calm. Lifeful. Extraordinary.
Should have been lifelike.
Mature. Enlightening. Neutral. Truthful. Or I'm sorry, no, I screwed that one up. Truthful. Truethfull. Sensitive. Ryan Clements, everybody. He says, don't worry, I didn't forget the rest of the Beyond crew. Colin, I love your passion for American history. And Greg, I love your confidence and sense of humor. Also, if there are any guests, I love the work you do for IGN.
That's awesome.
So good job. Good job on you.
Clements definitely is delightful.
Yeah.
He is
I'm
definitely delightful.
I'm so lifeful.
Oh, here we go. Sam Toonley last week, he wrote in a question, and as everybody knows, I put a lot of questions on the sheet. I don't get to all of them. He wanted to know what our favorite PS3 games for 2010 were. We couldn't say Mass Effect. Remember, this is our whole thing. I mentioned this, I guess, like in the Roper report, and then we never got to the actual question. So now, Sam Toonley wants to know, what are your favorite games of the year on PS3?
So PS3 exclusive games.
They don't have to be exclusive, but like,
anything. Okay.
Game of the year, we all like, oh, Mass Effect probably. And you're like, what?
I got you.
What's PS3 games of the year?
Okay. I can't go yet. Why don't you go first, Ryan?
Even though I burned out, I would say Red Dead. Right?
It's a good game. Yeah. Really good game.
It's not my game of the year, but for PS3, it would have to be Just Cause 2, I guess.
Okay, there you go.
Say.
Long year. Don't forget we had such a great spring.
Heavy Rain.
Yeah, there you go. God of War, visual masterpiece.
Yeah, not into that series. New Vegas obviously is awesome. Castlevania. Red Dead was great, but I think Red Dead's gonna get eclipsed by a few other games this year. For sure.
Even on PS3?
Yeah, I think PS3 exclusive game of the year might be Heavy Rain. IMO. I don't know.
Okay.
Game of the year is Mass Effect, though.
Yeah, I think that's gonna hold strong. Scotty Lowe, what do you got?
I agree with that sentiment. Mass Effect 2 definitely game of the year, but as far as exclusive Heavy Rain, I really dug.
Cool. It's really unique.
What
Are you sad?
No, it's just a shame that the rightful game of the year is gonna... No.
Just Cause 2?
Bayonetta is amazing. No. StarCraft 2.
Oh, right.
Although I think Bayonetta was just so phenomenal and nobody liked it. Well, everybody liked it that played it that's not in the IGN office.
It's
true.
Whatever, bro.
So sad.
Man, Greg
Castlevania's
Osborne.
not going to get the justice it deserves.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Greg Osborne writes in. He's got a blast from the past. I'm listening to the old episodes of Podcast Beyond, and there are some funny quotes in early episodes. You guys mentioned Team Eco's new project and Gran Turismo in episode 1 from 2007. Also, a PS3 Twisted Metal is mentioned in the first or second episode. The best though is in Podcast Beyond episode 4, just for grins. It's right after E3 2007, and Chris says this about Gran Turismo. Of course, Chris Roper, what the Roper Report's named at, not Zipper. He says, quote, "Those games are always amazing, but they always take forever. And, I was kind of expecting to see it in late 2008, maybe even 2009. And, so if we get it in, like, mid-2008, that's pretty awesome." Oh, Greg Osborne, thank you so much for dusting it off here.
I love that. That's a great Roper quote.
All right, 2 more here.
All right,
we're done.
I'm ready.
They're easy, though.
I'm ready.
Zach writes in. He says, "So, Greg, I live like 8 minutes from the Portillo's in Vernon Hills, Illinois, and we'll try to make the one in Chicago when you are home. Fans don't remember, I'm going back to Chicago for Thanksgiving. I'm holding a Portillo's meet and greet the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is the 26th.
Did you call ahead and tell them?
No. Portillo's is open. You can get in there. So we'll have official details. Maybe I'll try to get the party room up front. We'll see what I can pull. And of course, fans, none of this will be paid for by IGN. So don't come there expecting free things. You can come meet me, and we can hang out and bring a PSP. We'll do something.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are coming, but Zach lives by the one in Vernon Hills. So he asks, what are the chances of you coming to Vernon Hills one in the northwest suburbs? 0, Zach. I'm flying to Chicago from San Francisco. Cut me some frickin' slack and just come to the one in Glendale Heights, Bloomingdale North Avenue. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. Look for official details on my blog.
On your blogs.
My blogs.
All right. So we've come to the free stuff portion of the show. Reader mail's done. However, Eric wants to chime in. Killzone 3. We've been giving away Killzone 3 beta codes all over IGN.
Yeah, I want to know what's been going on.
They were on the Twitter. We put them up on the Twitterverse on Tuesday.
Right.
Then yesterday, the way to get them was to come to my IGN profile, my IGN profile here on the site. And then today, we're giving away on Podcast Beyond. Bromley's used to people getting all pissy about him because people just join Twitter and follow us just for free stuff and then yell when they don't get it. The kids came to my IGN wall and they were pissed. God. I gave away 10 codes on the day throughout the day so that people who weren't, in different time zones, weren't going to be at work or whatever, and just, oh my God, so much hate on there. They're like, oh, everyone typed that he's fat because he's not giving fat, and then a whole bunch of bad words I won't even say. It was rough. It was very rough. And
here's the solution: we could not give you any codes at all.
Exactly. Yeah. People
How's
forget
that? And then we can just give them out to people in the office.
See, that's why Eric here, a dedicated Beyond fan, writes in. It says Beyond. Rarely do I feel the need to get involved in other people's affairs, but I am absolutely disgusted at the behavior of the IGN community over the Killzone 3 beta codes. Do we not understand that access to a closed beta for a video game is not one of the 3 unalienable rights defined by the Declaration of Independence? No, not even under the pursuit of happiness. You guys do an unbelievable job at IGN for providing us with, in my opinion, the very best video game journalism. Neither Greg nor anyone else at IGN, for that matter, deserve the unfiltered hate that is being thrown your direction over something this petty. I want to sincerely apologize for the actions of so many of my fellow gamers. Please don't forget that the quiet majority of us appreciate everything you do. Very respectfully, Eric. Thank you so much, Eric.
Excellent.
That touched
me.
And it's also worth pointing out, too, that the kids who were calling me fat and bad words on the thing, they were all like level 2. So they had just joined my IGN to try to get the code. I don't at all reflect that on the IGN community.
No, I don't either, but I am getting tired of that kind of stuff.
It's
like the internet's mean-spirited, and that's like the way it's been for a long time.
Yeah.
But
which
people
still
need to have a little
doesn't
more
make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's
the anonymity.
Yeah, it's just like that bothers me. It's like they're Killzone 3 beta codes. It's not like you're starving and we're like handing out friggin' rations or something like that. It's like relax, because we could easily just Greg's doing something nice for you and we can eat. There's definitely plenty of hungry people in this office that will take those codes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're bypassing that and giving them away to you guys. So I just hope most of you appreciate that because I think it's totally messed up the way people are treated in comments and stuff sometimes. And it really pisses me off.
We're gonna give away 3 more right now.
Yes.
HA84. LNNT, HL3N, new code. 7NAR, 2RNB, QKRM, new code. FHQ8, THNMQ2LQ. Now, that means we've given out 5 on this Podcast Beyond show, and I promised I would give away codes on the show. So I fulfilled my promise. But after yesterday's experience, I realized how much people want these codes. So I went out of my way and got an extra 25 codes, which I will not read here.
Whoa.
The way you get these is by going to IGN.com and clicking on the Podcast Beyond article, which was promoted with a giant Killzone face. So if you're on iTunes on Saturday, sorry, you should. Also, I still get emails and Twitters about what's going up on iTunes. I don't know. Ask Apple. Tweet at Apple. I work for IGN. I can tell you when it goes up on IGN because it goes up right away.
I feel kind of selfish though. I should bring tech next time I'm on, like to give away like some PS3 hardware of some kind.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yes, please.
So yeah. Anyways, I'm sure probably by the time you hear this, right now I've said that the dedicated Beyond people who click on the article just to comment Beyond, I would hope have gotten some of these codes. If not, there's more than 25 right now on IGN.com. Go grab them in the podcast Beyond episode 159 article. Ryan,
Beautiful.
close out the show.
Okay. Shuffle. We are going to bring Head of the Week to this week's show. I got that was a podcast Beyond Horse. What's it doing here?
I rode on a horse.
It's kind of almost sounded like you punched the horse. It's like,
Nah, that's a girl fight thing.
Okay, I'm going to spit on you. You okay?
I'm fine.
All
You
right.
can spit on me anytime.
Scott wrote in, says, "Hey, Ryan, I'll get right to it." I like how this guy thinks.
Yes,
already.
again, also, when you write into beyond at IGN.com, write short emails.
Yeah, no verbosity, please.
If I get to a giant one, it's like,
Yeah. If I've had a PS3 for about 3 years, but only have 4 friends and only one of them is ever on. But the problem now is I'm off to college and my dad, having his 50-inch plasma, needs my PS3 for a Blu-ray player.
Beyond.
That dad sounds a little mean. And I had to tearfully part from my sexy system. I just earned the money to buy one this week.
Yeah.
My PSN name is Steely Phil. That's
Awesome.
STEELYPHIL. All one word. Steely Phil. Thank you for your time, righteous Ryan Clements. No problem, Scott. I love the name Scott today.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can see that.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, man, it does.
Yeah.
Steely Phil, excellent name. Add Steely Phil on your friends so that he can dance in the merriment and wonder of the podcast Beyond Family.
I'm gonna add him, but he's not gonna know who I am.
are you going to identify yourself at all?
You gonna identify your PSN
I think
ID?
I will. Yeah.
What
Do
is
you
it?
want to be a hit of the week too right now?
No.
Okay.
Okay. But what, are you gonna say your
Honestly, 'cause
you
I can't-
thought better on that one.
I honestly cannot remember my PSN name.
Oh,
I'm that bad. I'm sorry.
Well, Scott, thank you for writing in. And remember, if you want to be hit of the week, give me a short but compelling story on why you should be chosen and send it to beyond@ign.com. Now we can close the show.
All right.
This one is very fun. This email comes from Toby Bloom, and he says, "Hey Beyond Crew, here's a little song for you to play titled Stickers. I made it with some tender loving care, and hopefully it should get stuck in your head. It's a little sloppy, but please to enjoy." Now, I dare people to figure out within the first 10 seconds of the song what he's saying, because it took me the entire duration of the song to finally figure out, because the vocals are kind of hard to hear. I finally figured it out, but I'm not going to say what it is. But it's very funny. It's like quirky. I kind of imagine this playing if we were all flying around sort of retro pop future cars.
Yes.
Like in like a city of like candy, like cyber candy.
I'm down with it, whatever.
That's
you just said.
that's what I feel with this song, and that's how we're going to end the show. Titled Stickers. Thank you, Toby. And if you want to send in a song of your band or yourself singing or doing something crazy, also write to beyond@ign.com. It's really the be-all, end-all, catch-all.
That's where you want to go. You can follow us on the Twitters. I'm
Yep.
Game Over Greggy. Ryan is Pwom Cider.
Thank you for enunciating.
No problem. I know it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's tough.
Colin is No Taxation. I believe I heard he was retweeted by Keith Obelman today.
No, I tweeted it.
Which is amazing.
I tweeted at Keith Olbermann saying I can't wait to, because I took Tuesday off so I can just collect the tears of everyone on MSNBC all day. And so I was just gonna
I
watch.
don't understand what that means.
MSNBC
Tears?
is like super liberal, yeah, and they're like Democrats.
Oh,
spin
collect
machines.
the tears.
Yeah.
I think you meant like tears like the PlayStation.
No,
Remote.
so I'm going to just. I took the day off and I'm just gonna sit in my. I'm gonna vote and then I'm gonna sit on my couch and just watch that all day.
Are you really into
That'd be yeah. That's gonna be really funny. So I tweeted at him and he did this 20-minute rant yesterday about how much he hates the Tea Party or whatever. So I was like, that was a funny, incomprehensible rant you did. I can't wait to watch you on November 2nd, spinning frantically or something like that. And he tweeted me back.
What do you say?
Something like
Say it in your Keith Obelman voice.
I can't do a Keith Olbermann voice. Saying something about how no one, it's incomprehensible because it's from the Tea Party and no one understands them or something like that. But I just thought it was that I hate the man, but I thought it was pretty cool that he.
You hate the man or his viewpoint?
No,
Thanks.
I everything with him is very personal,
Okay.
and I take so I hate him personally.
Okay.
So if you want to make your politics and stuff like very vague and stuff, there are people on the other side I definitely like.
Yeah.
He's definitely not one of them.
Okay.
He's definitely very crude and personal with everything he says. But I thought it was really cool that he tweeted me back.
And don't forget to vote on November 2nd.
Yes, please do vote on November 2nd.
Scott Lowe, what's your Twitter? Before we forget.
SLOWE IGN.
Okay.
Slow
And
IGN.
follow IGN at IGN.
Yeah.
Don't go to Facebook anymore.
Oh, also, yeah, I still do the Facebook thing. I do obviously answer everyone's questions. I'm like 100+ messages in the hole right now, like
Me
personal
too.
messages.
It's terrible.
So I will get to those eventually. I'm sorry ahead of time if you guys have messaged me. I will respond. Maybe during Sunday football.
All right.
You just licked your cup.
I know. A little bit was running down.
gross.
This one from the Missouri Bookstore, if you couldn't guess. New coffee mug here for Greg Miller.
I had a good show today, Greg.
We had a great
How about
show
you guys?
today.
I felt
Enjoy the
great
show?
about
Come
it.
on, give me some hand, Scott Lowe.
Scott Lowe.
Usually I'm like, oh, this four-eyed nerd's gonna drag the whole thing down. You're
Greg, we just lost everything. No.
All right, everybody. This has been Podcast Beyond episode 159. Thank you for joining us. Remember, only 41 more episodes for you to get in your questions for Podcast Beyond 200 live extravaganza. All right. Beyond.
Stick is a fun to collect in a book. Stick is a fun to, stick is a fun to, stick is a fun to collect in a book. Stick is a fun to, stick is a fun to, stick is a fun to collect in a book. Stick is a fun to. Stickers are fun to collect in a book. Stickers are fun to.